Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to do another essay that came in the real IELTS exam. Okay, and the date for this exam was 13th of January 2024. So it's the recent one. Before we start with the topic, let's discuss how do we plan our essay, how much time do we spend on this task 2. This is, as you all know, IELTS essay is task 2 of our writing section, and we are supposed to devote 40 minutes to this task. We are supposed to give 40 minutes to this task. And how do we divide this time? So what I'm going to tell you here is it's an approximate value. So try to give 5 minutes to planning. What will we do? We give 5 minutes to planning. We will brainstorm over, first of all, we'll understand the topic, then we'll brainstorm, try to find what are the different points that are going to be there. If in case we have many points in front of us, we'll go for the major one, something which is more relevant to the topic. So once we are done with our planning, we'll move to the second part, that is writing of the essay, and for that we'll give approximately 30 minutes. Right? Those of you who want to write very good essay, then you are supposed to give more time to the planning. Right? Okay, so 30 minutes are for writing, and in the end we keep 5 minutes for proofreading. What is proofreading? So we'll check our essay for the common errors that we usually make. So this is the division of the time, and as you all know, we are supposed to write at least 250 words. So our word limit is 250. We can go beyond that, but in no case it should not be less than 250 words, right? So we are supposed to write at least 250 words. Right? So let's move ahead. Here is our topic. It is the responsibility of schools to teach good behavior in addition to providing formal education. To what extent do you agree or disagree? As and when you will get the topic, what are you going to do? You will read the topic thoroughly. I will advise you to read it twice or thrice so that you really get what is being asked. So whenever we have the topic, we'll always see this part first. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is an essay in which we are supposed to say to what extent we agree or disagree to something. Now what is that something with which we are supposed to agree or disagree? So we'll see to it. It is the responsibility of schools to teach good behavior in addition to providing formal education. So we are saying that schools, they have a responsibility that they will provide formal education. That's their responsibility. Now this topic is saying that in addition to this, they also have a responsibility to teach good behavior. So do they have that responsibility or not? This is the question. And to what extent do you agree that they have this responsibility or not? This is very, very important. This is the thing for which we are supposed to answer. Most of the answers that you are going to find on internet and in some videos also, they will tell you how schools teach good behavior, but that's not the question. Question is school responsible or not? If it is responsible, why? What are the reasons? If it is not responsible, why is it not responsible? If you're going for a partial. Okay, in this essay, to what extent do you agree or disagree? We have got like 5 different options with us. First is fully agree, second one is fully disagree, or we can partially agree to it. Then we have like 70-30 or like 30-70 option also. But all in all, you will go with the 3 option. Try to go with 3 options, because the last 2 options, they are very confusing. Most of the time students make big errors when they go for this 70-30 option. So you either go for agree, disagree, or partially agree. This is what we are going to do most of the time. Here the answers, I'm going to share with you 2 answers. First answer is I will fully agree to this, that schools have the responsibility, and why do they have this responsibility to teach moral values? So in second essay, I will say that school, that will partially agree. I will say that schools do have the responsibility, but they share this burden along with parents. So I'm partially agreeing in the second part. So you are going to get two essays, two very good essays, which are following all the parameters given in the writing task. I have tried to use like good vocabulary along with some good structures. So you will see that. So first of all, so you have understood the topic. You have understood what is being asked. Now let's move to the answer. So whenever we write essay, the first part is always introduction. Which is the first part? Introduction. In introduction, we are supposed to do two main things. First is paraphrasing. That means we will like write the topic in our own words, rephrase or paraphrase. This is what we are going to do. Second thing is, that's very important, thesis statement. What is going to happen next in the essay? What is our view? In this case, like what's my view? That's going to be our thesis statement. Apart from this, like you can also write general line or something impressive, though it is optional. And I have not used general lines because for me it's an optional thing, so I'm not going with it. But I have done paraphrasing and also thesis statement. Let's see how I have done the paraphrasing. Besides providing academic qualifications, comma, it is believed by many that schools also have an additional responsibility to foster manners among students. So here I have used besides providing, so it's a gerund. I have used ing to show a noun to a subject. Beside providing academic qualification, then there is a comma. It is believed. Why believe? Because it's a view. That's why I have used believed. It's a view. It's believed by many that schools also have an additional responsibility to foster manners among the students. So this is paraphrasing. So this first line is paraphrasing. Now we will see the thesis statement. There are many concrete reasons why schools cannot shy away from this task of character building. So here I'm saying that I have some reasons why schools cannot get away from this responsibility. They are bound to go with. There are some reasons. Okay, so there are many concrete reasons why school cannot shy away from this task of character building. So you can see how paraphrasing and thesis statement both are made with good sentence structures along with some good words. Now we will move to body paragraph 1. So as and when we will write down any body paragraph in essays, we are supposed to follow the Peel method. What is Peel method? In Peel method, P stands for point, E stands for explanation, next E stands for example, in the end L stands for linking. Right? So nowadays it's a simple way to tell it, Peel method. Otherwise, any paragraph written anywhere, first of all it is a topic sentence, justification of the topic sentence, example, and in the end linking. So this is now it's called in simple terms Peel method. So let's see. So in the first sentence I'm going to tell my point, my reason why I am asking schools to be responsible. The most prominent factor why schools are liable to provide moral values to children is that the students spend most of their time in schools. So as they are spending most of their time, so school has a responsibility that they will utilize this time to imbibe some character building things, right? So this is our reason, point. Since young children spend most of their daytime in schools, they are deeply influenced by activities that happen in the school premises. Now this is reason. Since it's showing the reason, you see I have tried to use all the complex structures that are possible. Since young children spend most of their daytime in schools, they are deeply influenced by the activities that happen in the school premises. This is my reason. This is justification. Now we are not supposed to justify our thesis statement. We have sent, our point was they are spending most of their time, so we'll justify that, right? Being a provider of the environment where students interact with their peers and teachers, comma, this is one phrase, because they are this. So here I'm again showing the reason. Classrooms become the first choice. So it's saying they are very important, saying it is the first choice, not only, again, so here is a structure is used, not only but also. You can see different structure, since, being, not only but also. You are also supposed to include these type of structures in your essay. So classrooms become the first choice, not only to inculcate but also to practice moral values. So they are not only inculcating moral values in them, they are also giving them a chance to practice them, right? This is the reason why many eminent personalities of, now what is this? This is example. So we have point, we have explanation in 2 sentences, and both of them are complex structure. Now we have example. This is the reason why many eminent means someone who is quite well known. Many eminent personalities of the world, namely late Mr. Abdul Kalam and Sachin Tendulkar, who are role models to many, have credited their school education for their character building. Credited means they are saying it is responsible. So you can see how words are being used here. Again, who are role models to many. This is a relative clause. This is a relative clause, adjective, like what? Who are role model to many, have credited their school education for their character building. So example is done. Even in example, I have used a complex structure so that I can show the examiner that I deserve good score. In writing or in speaking, every sentence you speak or every sentence you write, it is either telling examiner that yeah, I deserve marks, I deserve band, give it to me, or it is saying no, I don't deserve it, please don't give marks or bands to me. There's no middle path here. So make sure each and every sentence is there to show him that you have a command over English, right? It's a chance. Every sentence that you speak, every sentence that you write is a chance to you which you need to jump upon to get a better score. Okay, so we are done with P, we are done with E, we are done with example. In the end, we need linking. So linking is, hence it is evident that schools play a pivotal role in teaching ethics and principle. That was our thesis statement. We think because of this thing, so it is evident now. Hence it is evident. So it's a language to link. We are linking thesis statement to our points, right? Okay, so let's move to the next paragraph. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, any query, any question, feel free to write down a comment. Now we'll move to body paragraph number 2. Again, here also we are supposed to put the peel method. Okay, but when we come to the second paragraph or third paragraph, we need to use any connective device so that we can connect to the answer that we have done in the body paragraph 1. We are supposed to connect the paragraph. Only then we can get score for CC, that is coherence and cohesion. They also go for 25% of weightage. Additionally, that means I have said a point. Now I'm going for the next one. Additionally, schools are better equipped than parents to instill good behavior in budding minds. Right? So they have equipment. Now we are saying they are a better choice than parents. Now here we have done a comparison. Now let's see how they are better. Again, now here in this paragraph we are going to tell how they are better. How they are better. So whatever point is there, we have to justify that particular point. So additionally, schools are better equipped than parents to instill good behavior in budding minds. Unlike the parents, means parents don't have this. So unlike the parents, again this is a complex structure. Again this is a complex structure. You can see I have tried my best to give you like sentences from all the complex structures possible. Okay, and unlike the parents, schools have the access to different teaching aids such as whiteboards, interactive screens, classrooms and playgrounds, along with qualified teachers. So they have these things these are like instruments and objects, then they also have qualified teachers. At home, parents don't have these things. They don't have qualified teachers. Parents don't have these classroom or playground. How can any parents have playgrounds or classrooms? Again, be it group, now it is example here. So we have point, explanation, now we have example. Be it group drawing projects on the whiteboard, solving puzzles or playing football, students have to uphold some standard of cooperative behavior which could eventually become a habit. So here also this part is justification and this one is example. So example is there, then there is justification, and for justification again a complex structure is being used. Students have to uphold some standard of cooperative behavior which could eventually become a habit. Okay, such scenarios are mostly next to impossible at home. So parents can't have such scenarios at their home, right? So it is not wrong to hold school accountable for teaching values. So when they have that much of like facilities with them, they have those things like classroom, interactive screens, playground. So they have a duty, they have a responsibility that they will go with teaching of moral values also, right? So this is our second paragraph. Now, as such, our body paragraph 2 is done. So we will write the conclusion. But here, for your convenience, I have given one more paragraph. I have given one more paragraph. You can also look at that paragraph. And yes, everybody, please have a notebook with you. Write down these essays. If you want to improve your score in writing, you will have to write. We can't learn swimming without going to water. Similarly, we can't improve our writing without writing it. So listen to it, like pause the screen and note it down in a notebook, right? Listening to it won't help. You are supposed to write it down. Now let's see body paragraph 3. So if you want, you can skip body paragraph 2 and just write body paragraph 3 if you like that more. But in any case, here is it. We are doing a practice. So write down all the paragraphs. So body paragraph 2, it's an additional paragraph. If you want to write this, you can remove any of the paragraph we have done earlier. Moreover, again, moreover is a connective that we have used to show that we are still related to our last paragraph, that we are in the same line. If we were not in the same line, what would we have done? Like we would have used however, on the other hand, and the contrast is these type of things, right? Okay, moreover, schools are historically expected to provide holistic development of a child. Holistic development. This is our main point. The education should be holistic. Holistic means which includes everything, not just books, but everything. I'm sorry. So moreover, schools are historically expected to provide holistic development of a child in every society. So every society expect that schools will give holistic development. Okay, now here we have when, conditional sentence. You can see all the complex structure that are possible. I have tried to use them. When one looks at the education as a whole, whether, again, so we have whether here, so compound structure is also there, whether in developed countries such as the USA or developing nations such as India. So example is given beforehand. Example is given beforehand in the justification. It is not restricted solely to books. Solely means only. So you can see different synonyms are used. So you can see that I have tried my best to give you all the complex structure and all the vocabulary that can be used in this particular topic. Okay, so when one looks at the education as a whole, whether in developed countries such as the USA or developing nations such as India. Okay, the USA is a country before the name of which we will use the. We can't use the like before India, but USA is United States of America. So it's representing a group. That's the reason why we have used the here. Okay, rather the real purpose, again, rather. So you can see all the type of structures that are possible that are here. Rather, the real purpose of school education should be to make every student a responsible citizen for future, which means, so it was not this, but this, which means schools are bound to teach qualities such as honesty, cooperation, exhibiting good manners, which means we are going to expand what we have already said, which means like whenever we say a sentence, then we use which means, that means what we have said earlier, we are going to expand on it. We are going to more details for that, right? Without being okay. So this is the linking. So like this is point, this is example explanation, and here is our linking. Without being a well-mannered student at school, it is futile. Futile means useless to expect a child to become a responsible adult in future. Like now here we have used a negative sentence to convey the positive meaning. Rather than saying people should eat healthy food to remain fit, we are saying it, without healthy food it is not possible to remain fit. This is again a structure, a beautiful way to say the same thing but get more marks, right? So so I've tried my best to use all type of structure that can be there in grammar so that you can have a better score, right? So far we are done. So without being a well-mannered student at the school, it is futile to expect a child to become a responsible adult in future. Okay. So body paragraph 2 is optional. So I have given it additionally because now you will see that the length of this essay is beyond 300 words. So you are supposed to write any two of them. So in the end, we are going to write down the conclusion. In conclusion, what we do, we will just pick the points that we have discussed in body paragraph. We will not add anything new. No new example, no new point, no new idea. Just what we have said in the body paragraphs, and we will link that to our thesis statement. We'll pick whatever we said in body paragraph 1 and 2, and then we'll use that and we'll link it to our thesis statement. So what I have done here, I have given two conclusions because there are 3 paragraphs, we need only 2. So this conclusion is in regard to BP1 and BP2. This one is in regard to BP1 and BP3, right? Okay, so let's see. To conclude, with regard to time students spend at school, this is a body paragraph 1, and the facilities school have body paragraph 2. These were the points. It is quite natural to expect school to provide moral values, our thesis statement. So you can see it's a clear linkage, BP1, BP2 and our thesis statement. That's what we have done in the conclusion, and that is what is expected from you to do in conclusion, nothing more and nothing less. Okay, so look here. Now here I have used 2 different sentences to talk about both the body paragraph. To conclude, with regard to time students spend at school, it is quite natural to expect school to provide moral values. So here we have used thesis statement and BP1. Also, schools are expected to provide holistic education, not limiting them to theoretical knowledge. Again, this is the point, holistic education, not limiting, that means we have thesis statement also. So these are 2 different ways. I have given you 2 different ways, how to use 2 sentences, how to use a single sentence. Both are done. Then we are done with both the points. I hope this is going to help you people. Please write it down. And yes, like our video, I have done a lot of efforts in it. Like our team here, we have done a lot of effort to bring a good answer for you people. Usually you will not find such good answer on the internet or otherwise. And most of the answers are like off tracks. So I have told you that I will give you 2 answers. First was we were fully agreeing to it. Now here we are going to partially agree to it. Let's see how we'll do that. Partially agree introduction. Now here I have used the structure of although. Although is a structure that shows contrast. Although many scholars believe the school should be the one responsible for imparting moral values among students, there are others who disagree. So we are saying there are 2 groups of people who are like having different opinion. First is saying that yeah, school are responsible. Other ones are disagreeing to it. They are not in sync with those people. And now what's my opinion? In my opinion, the burden of giving moral values should be shared equally between schools and parents. So we have paraphrasing here, then we have thesis statement here, right? Both the things are quite clear. Once again, let me say that again. Although many scholars believe that schools should be the one responsible for imparting moral values among students, there are others who disagree. This comma is very important here. Complex structure with a comma, like they love commas and we are giving them those. In my opinion, again a comma, the burden of giving moral values. So you can see good vocabulary here. You can also see better structures. Now moving ahead, body paragraph 1. So again, Peel method. In the first sentence, we'll give the point, reason why we are going towards one side. Then we will explain it, we'll give example, and then we will link it. Right? So as far as dash is concerned, again, this is a structure that you must know. As far as dash is concerned, this is a structure that you must know. You must use this structure in your speaking and writing. And how to use it? Here is a reference for you. As far as teaching moral values to young mind is concerned, it is too much to ask from schools to exempt parents from this responsibility. So what we are trying to say here is, like, if we are talking about moral values, like, we can't ask like the school to do it alone. Like, parents have to be there. Now, why schools can't do it? Now here we are saying it's not only their responsibility. So in this paragraph, we are showing why it is not school's responsibility. Why it is not school's responsibility. Look, we are still on the topic. We are not just simply saying how school can do it, how school cannot do it. Like, so we are on to the topic. This is what is required. If you are not on the topic, you can't expect going beyond 7. In any case, like, they will not even give 7. Yes, you can get 6 or 6.5 by writing such essays. But if you are not on the topic, forget about 7 or 7.5, especially those students like who have a target of 8,777, like they want 7 in writing, and most of the time what they do is they get stuck at 6.5. What's the reason? This is the reason. They don't understand what is being asked and they start moving around the words that are given there. No, what is being asked, you have to make sure that you don't go off track at any point of time in your essay. Okay, so as far as teaching moral values to young minds is concerned, it is too much to ask from schools to exempt parents from this responsibility. You can see how good a structure is. Since, again, since is a complex structure. Since children always imitate their parents. So I have used the word imitate here. I have not used mimic or copy because they are vocab of a little lower level. So I have used a better word, that is imitate. Since children always imitate their parents, they will generally, why I have used generally here? To kill over generalization. If I will not use this word, that means that they are always overlooking it. No, they usually do it, they mostly do it, they generally do it. So you will also use these type of adverbs to make sure there is no overgeneralization, because if you overgeneralize, you are not going to get 7. That's for sure. Okay, yeah. So since children always imitate their parents, they will generally overlook anything taught at school if parents do the opposite. So now if is, so if is a conditional sentence, since is, we are showing the reason. So in a single sentence, we have shown both the complex structure. So also schools have a large number of students. So first thing is, like, if school is teaching something and parents are telling them otherwise, students or the young children, they are going to follow their parents, not the school. Second thing is, schools have a large number of students. Like, school, it is not possible for them to take care of each and every student because the number of students they need to cater, it is big. But parents, like, they have their own children, their number is obviously small as compared to number of students in school. So also schools have a large number of students. So to give proper attention to each and every student becomes a Herculean task. Herculean task means very difficult task, right? In ancient Greek, there was this Hercules who had this task of his, like, then 7 difficult tasks. They even say that this earth is on the shoulder of this person. It's a very difficult task. For example, many schools in Delhi have around 60 to 70 students in the class. So what point we have given? We have given example for that point, not for, sorry, what explanation we have given? We are giving point for that explanation, not for the thesis statement. So you see, we are saying that there are a large number of students. So in Delhi, there are schools where they have 60 to 70 students in a class. So it's obvious, it's natural that schools or teacher won't be able to give like particular personal attention to each one of them. Hence, role of parents is imperative. Imperative means like something that cannot be ignored. It is very necessary to inculcate character in children. So once again, we have point, explanation, example, liking. You can see we are following Peel method throughout in every body paragraph, and it is very important. You are also supposed to do this. If you are not going to do this, then it's very difficult to get a good score in writing. So this is our body paragraph 1. Let's move to body paragraph 2 because we are partially agreeing to it. In the body paragraph 2, here we have said why parents, school can't do it. Here we will say why schools are supposed to do it. So here we have done full essay here. So you will also like understand. However, now why however? Because we are telling something opposite to what we did in our first paragraph. That's the reason why we use however. You can use in contrast, on the other hand. So you can use anything that shows there is a contrast. We need to use such a connective in the first sentence of our body paragraph. This is called topic sentence, or if we go with Peel method, it is called point. So in the first sentence, we will either show connection, like in last essay we have used additionally, we have moreover, furthermore, which will in addition to that, which will show that yeah, our paragraphs are linked. Here we are saying the opposite thing, so we'll use however. However, it is also true that along with parents, school must also play a crucial role in instilling ethics among their students. So here, yeah, so schools also have a role which they cannot ignore. After home, now reason why schools are responsible. After home, school is a place where students spend most of their time. That too in an environment where teachers act as their mentors. So that too, it means we are expanding it. We are putting something where students spend most after school. Sorry, after home, school is the place. So we have the relative clause here. Then we have expanded it using that too. So all the complex structures that are possible, that are given here with the wonderful vocabulary. So because after it's home, comma, school is the place where students spend most of their time, comma, that too in an environment where teachers act as their mentors. Mentor is the word. Where relative clause. Okay, so now we'll move ahead. It's a perfect place to not only but also. Again, so not only but also is also used in this essay too. It is a perfect place to not only teach but also practice moral lessons. For instance, example is there. For instance, cooperation and empathy taught in the form of stories. This is an example that schools teach these good qualities in form of stories. Games and stories and games as well as other activities can be practiced by students with their classmates in school. So like cooperation, empathy, these type of activities, they can not only learn in the form of stories or games, but they can apply to other classmates, other students in the same class, which cannot be done at home. It's not possible. Like at home, number of children are usually less as compared to school. Can be practiced, can be modal is used, as well as is used, like you can say like all the connectors I've tried to use them here. Therefore, schools cannot shy away from this shared burden. They cannot run away, they cannot ignore, they cannot say that it's not our burden, it's not our responsibility, it totally belongs to the parents. They also have this responsibility. They cannot shy away from this shared burden. This burden is shared, but they are also supposed to do their own part. They are also supposed to play their role, right? So body paragraph 2 is done. Now we'll move to conclusion. So here we are going to just talk what we have done in BP1, BP2, their points along with the thesis statement, nothing more. So see, to conclude, rather than solely holding school responsible for the moral education of a child, this task should be equally shared with parents. Thesis statement. First line, thesis statement. Why? While parents are the role model for their children, first paragraph, schools have plenty of time to impart and practice ethical values. Second paragraph. Thesis statement. BP1, BP2. exactly what is being asked in an essay. What's the role of a conclusion? To link thesis statement with the main point of both the paragraph. That is being done here, that too with good sentences like rather than and while. We are using these two type of connectors, rather than and while. These type of connectors, they are showing that we know how to make complex structures. Okay, so this is the end of our second essay. I hope these both essays, you will write them in your notebook. You will try to understand all the different structure, all the vocabulary that is there. If at any point of time you have any question, any query, please feel free to write down a comment. Like, how do you find these essays? If they are good, please comment yes, you like this effort of ours. If in case you see that there could be any improvement, or if there is anything wrong, please also mention that so that we can improve in our future. And please share this video with your friends, with your relatives, so that they can also get a better score. Look, I'm getting tired now. Yeah. And most important, like this video, subscribe our channel, because YouTube will like it and share it with more people. If they'll see that people are liking it, people are subscribing our channel, and if you comment, if you share, YouTube likes it and then they share it automatically. And this will also motivate us to make more of such videos, right? If you have any topic in your mind for which you want essays, you can also comment that. We'll try to make a video on that. If you have any reading problem, listening problem, writing problem, IELTS, PTE, spoken English, grammar, anything in your mind that you want to get an answer of, you can write down the comment and our team will look into it, and if possible, we'll try to make a video on that. And before I end it, I would like to talk to those students who are planning to go for offline classes, but they have not picked any particular institute. So what are you waiting for? Details of our center are given in the description. Call us, go for a free demo class and be a part of Target 9 family. I hope you will see these essays, write them down and try to inculcate what you have learned from these two essays in your own essays, and will get a better score. Have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye.